strawberries. Yeah, my strawberries for like even those. It's 10. I'll be in the Snoop. I know you will. What you jumping for, man? No, you can't eat that. It's like poison, bro. You is funny, man. I love you. You are funny, bro. Oh, shit. I gotta put this downstairs. Stop grabbing my feet. You're funny, bro. You are freaking funny, bro. You are funny. Where's that, bro? Bam! There we go. Damn! Right. Stop jumping on my leg, nigga. You're in that. I can't help you in that training department. I'm gonna have to get what's the name, cats and them over here to fuck you up a little bit. Cause I can't help you in that department, bro. I can't. I mean, I can rough with you, but you like, look at you. You're doing. You're ready to attack. You're bouncing mode. You all catted up. Damn, bro. I can't. I just rough up with you. I can rough house with you, but I can't handle them nails sometimes, bro. Look at you. You was funny, man. I can't do it, man. You be dead. Look at that. I look like a fucking voodoo doll, bro. Oh, you gonna try and be all nice? There you go. Oh, you was funny, man. You're knocking the food over. Come on, F.A. Use a trip, huh? Why are you focused on my feet, man? It's the feet that we gotta go out and feed you and clean your kitty litter, your poo and your pee. Man, you better chill, man, looking at my feet like that, bro. I'm gonna make a little fucking lasso with this damn shoestring and I'm gonna hog tie your ass. You was too fucking funny, cuz. Right back, swim out to the truck. Got plenty of time. Majority of people ain't working today anyway. What's going on there? Woo! Alexander's going through his phase, I guess. I don't know. And I'm a little sore. I had to get my morning. I didn't come on because I was talking to one of my brothers that served with me. I found my Filipino brother, the one I told you about, Villanueva. So me and him back in contact. I reached out to Derek Walker, one of the guys who served under me. I was a plane captain. When I went to the shop, out there, part-time supervisor, went to the shop, Master Chief. I think he retired recently. Another friend of mine who served with me, something happened, he ended up out of the Navy, and he's, I guess he got 2 more years before he retires. He went to the Air Force. So he went to this war, he's still in reserve. And he's my pal and melanated brothers all the way around. This is my family. Nothing but unadulterated love. I mean, we knew the guys who were gay in the squad. We knew the guys who were gay. We all knew everything, and there was no conflict of interest like the stuff that's being pushed right now, where everybody was protected, everybody was safe, nobody had a problem or anything. We're dealing with an abhorrent nature because that's why I'm reading, so you can have an open mind, an open sight to perceive and see things and not be crucial in other people's departments of bandwagonism and stupidity and everything else. You would think that I lean this way or that way. I'm not with agendas that want to keep perverting our children, but that shows you exactly what they're doing that most people want to deny. You know, look at the propaganda these motherfuckers are trying over here on our soil, that every time you talk about COVID, this, that, and the other, they want to go medical misinformation. We want to block you. We want to put this information, fact checkers. They're all foreigners. I work with the goddamn government. I work for CNN, WNBC, NBC. Do you think we give a fuck? That propaganda don't work, because like if I see one personally, I'm gonna snatch them up by the fucking by the throat. That's guaranteed. And there's millions that feel that way now. Not 1, 2, or 3. This is not a threat. This is the reality. A threat is going there believing that you can insert foreign teachers and bullshit. Right? In school, they teach you what? English. They don't teach you Black's Law Dictionary how to speak legalese. So when you go to court, you go in a corporation, you go in a store, you're going to submit yourself ignorantly because your mom and your daddy was stupid, right? You're going to submit yourself to the will of signing all these things. And when you get a receipt, not knowing that, depending on, like say, your cell phone. If you get it in the mail every day, you ever take a good look at it? If you see it's perforated or they want you to perforate it, you return that back. It's paid because they had to do a credit check on you. That means it's already paid for. This is real stuff. You think the system, this broke-ass system? No, they want people in there with rainbows behind them, little freaky deacons that went to school. Yes, the babies should know that they could be whatever they want. Them babies don't even know what the fuck a man and woman is yet because most of them don't have a good family because the CIA, fucking the ones who follow this piece of shit like all other governments, are the ones that doing all this stuff. And these fake Zionists, the ones you want to call Rothschilds and Bloombergs and all these other bastards work in league with this motherfucker that they want to bring forward. Hey, look, alleged. And y'all keep following these niggas. I'm looking at some people, man, they went back into their own ways. Now they call themselves this, that, and other. But what they doing? We're going to talk about 6ix9ine. We're going to talk about this and that. Oh, so-and-so, he got freed. What happened? Is he a snitch? These niggas ain't no good. Then we got sisters sounding stupid as fuck. And they sound just like they're liberal and unusual. Well, I feel that most men is just no good. They all cheating. Excuse me. You had one relationship with a motherfucker cheated. How about you? Because see, most men deal with cheating ass women. And I'm telling you from a vernacular of truth. And it's more y'all than there is of us. So stop the bullshit. See, that's the problem. You're so broken, you don't even know the truth of history and how shit's supposed to negate because you have been conditioned by the same system that's perverted everything else. And you won't accept it because you like frolicking around. Look at y'all. Y'all causing more harm to each other now than anything. And it's been like that from the get-go. You know, the old man couldn't come in because the little fake Jewish motherfucker come over there talking about you can't be here, this, that, and other, and you can go give you some city welfare, this, that, and other. When we owned everything in the first place, I asked the native, I said, where was you at 1950 in Georgia, Alabama, and all them places in Florida? All of a sudden, y'all just pop up out of nowhere in the motherfucking 70s, and you're talking about claiming this, that, and other, and then the half-breed motherfuckers who forget their great-grandmammies and their great-great-grandpappies. How is the government going to sit there and allow them to determine Negroes or melanated motherfuckers can't be in a Seminole Nation, Cherokee Nation? You motherfuckers don't make up what a real Ananawiya is. A principled people. There ain't nothing principle about you motherfuckers. You want in Alabama, you want in Georgia, you want them to fighting 12th, 16th, or nothing. So you better be mindful of who the fuck you dealing with. You think those of us forgot who know? Shit. And y'all are very fucking reckless. Oh. Look at Florida. When they was out there on the ships and everything, releasing all these motherfucking changed mosquitoes to see the biological chemical effects it would have on the Negroes in Georgia and Florida. That's why there's not that many Seminoles, and most of our people left there in the motherfucking 50s and 60s. You simple-minded fucks. And then what y'all do? Move right in when it's all coast and clear and half the motherfucking Negro population died, and it was all just buried them in the fucking ground. You don't know shit. Because when I ask these questions, you know what y'all do? I didn't know that. I don't know about that. Of course you don't. Picking up crumbs and shit, crumbs and cookies that don't belong to you fucking asses. And then you other niggas. That's like Akon, can stay his ass in Africa. Fuck that worthless motherfucker. And all them motherfuckers who we built for them to be able to live their way to live there now, knowing that majority of them from Europe, man, fuck y'all too. We don't need masses. We need a few to snap about this corner. I love y'all, but we ain't got time to play the motherfucking politics. We're not politicians. Politricking. Y'all can have all the sons of bitches. I told people I grew up on Facebook, I said, take your ass over there. Get the fuck out of here. We don't need Yellow Street weak motherfuckers who don't even know the truth of history. We don't need you. Well, we don't hate you. But you go and take your ass, take your business somewhere else. Get the fuck out of here. People don't want to hear that because, see, when you get a motherfucking real teacher on the scene, everybody want to jump up and down. Ain't none of y'all doing a God thing first. You motherfuckers nothing but just come laters. Johnny comes and Mary come laters. Fuck you mean? Alleged. If these motherfuckers were as smart as they claim, they wouldn't be trying to push propaganda because the motherfucker CIA and Rockefeller and got away with this shit this long with his dead ass. I don't give a fuck if they fucking reincarnated or fucking did a test tube baby, whatever fucking they trained this motherfucker to believe it's something and it's not. Because any motherfucker that was born again, came back looking like the motherfucker before is not the same motherfucker just because they teach it to do everything it did before. There's a conflict of interest. We've seen that, and all they do is go out and rub it. That means get rid of it. They scrub it. And then they make another one. And they do the best they can. But speed it up. This regeneration, this growth. All right? And this is what's making these motherfuckers crazy, thinking they're purposely perfect because they're following something or someone. I'm not going to go into that. I've already asked you about Abba Boy, who y'all think is Yahweh, Christ, and all the other dumb shit. But you don't want to believe that. The fact that there is a worship gene put in your ass. That's why y'all got to find something to have belief in instead of yourself, outside of yourself. But the universe and everything is in you. That's why I'm reading and studying shit alongside with you. I'm just a country boy born up north. Don't get it fucked up. And I don't believe it's up north. I think that's bullshit. I think the Pale Panorama is skewed, even though in the direction to the center of Polaris, that's the way I face. When I see that bright star, that's where I know where to face. I don't look north because sometimes it ain't over that motherfucking way. So something don't make sense. And I know the stars, they're always the same way. Not sometimes, but all the Polaris are always in a different spot compared to when I face north. But when I see the sun and the moon still in the same sky in the direction it's going, I determine if I'm going to face the Antarctic or if I'm going to face Polaris. That's when I face whichever one I want. Because I'm on earth, my feet are bare, I'm in the soil. I'm allowing myself to mediate and remove all the things. What did I say to y'all yesterday about saying? Right? You say you free what? You free this pattern from yourself, right? That holds you to this, what? If you have a condition, what is it based upon? Do y'all remember? An experience. So it's experience. So therefore, you don't have the condition. If you don't have the experience, you won't have the condition. So you free yourself. I say like this with my hands facing the north. I free people walk by me looking at me. I free myself from this experience, from this condition. No, excuse me. I free myself from this pattern. Excuse me. I just did it like a few minutes ago for somebody. I free myself from this pattern, all right, that allows this condition, this experience, or this condition. You can say on both, or you can say one, experience. Because you're not suffering a whole lot of conditions, which we all have in some form of condition, but not all of it. Or you free yourself from this pattern that allows this condition, regardless of how it became or came to be. You speak this shit in, and it's not just the mouth. The power is within you to know, not just believe, but to know it. See, there's a different one if I'm with you, right? Say I'm with one of the ladies, right? Say if I'm with two of you. You better believe there won't be jealousy. And if it is, you're both gone. That shows your weakness. And I'm with you, right? I acknowledge you, but to know you is for you to be within and me be within you. How do we do that? We don't mitigate a circle. We come to not an understanding or understanding. We allow ourselves to have the passion we're supposed to. Not talking about sexual. It's not about copulation. That's for making new babies. And sometimes you need the strongest seed for the best of the wombs. The problem is motherfuckers out here getting some of the wackiest motherfucking seeds for the most terriblest wombs. So what do? You know one another. That means you sit down, no words. You look in each other's eyes. If the passion is that intense, you hold off from the sex because the sex doesn't mitigate anything. I hate that word sex. You hold off from allowing yourselves to absorb one another in that way. You must absorb mentally. You must understand and not be combative. See, a lot of these older ladies are stupid because they're combative and they don't even know why. A lot of these young ladies need guidance, but they're around weak-ass niggas who think they women. Effeminate, even if they ain't taking it up the butt. I'm just saying, alleged. The problem is we're dealing with a time like that. And then we have young men who want to be men, but their anger and rage is there. And it's not being cultivated. Then we have those who was able to break away. And these are the ones who are really making a change. And they're the ones that are going to be the benefiters of helping everybody out while the rest of us do what needs to be done or transcend. It's the way it is. You must remove all diatribes of fear. You must acquiesce to the truth of who you are. You don't come from some monkey and no ape and all the other dumb shit. And Allow the people to believe in their little fake world that that's what they want to do. If they want to come over and cross the barrier and get away from all the stupidity and the ledge, then they can do that. But they better come wholehearted, because this place is the zone of destroying all that which goes against everything natural. Oh, they're gonna look. Let me tell you about the enemy. They can move behind you because they have that fake fiat. They've established a background, a table of context to move around you without you knowing or even what you're seeing. And they got people in the camps, if you want to call them that. I don't recognize no camp. I pay attention to who you are, and I know that some of you ain't no fucking good. I don't give a fuck. That's on you. For every action, there's an opposite. Every polar is, yeah, you know the whole gambit, and there's a reality to that. It doesn't matter what you believe and what you're following. It or them don't give a fuck about you either. But hey, whatever. I don't want to give them no more energy. All right? What I'm saying here, I'm here to read. But you must do the hard work and stop being so out of fucking touch. I'm not here to stop shit. Everything I'm saying is alleged. You must do the research. And unless I say this is a fact, I know what is a fact. By freeing yourself from these patterns that allows these experiences and conditions will open up a whole venue. Learning how to open your lungs and breathe properly, whether learning how to do ninja or chin style tai chi, hand for strength and breathing, open up your cavities, for opening up your parameters or having a better focus. You know, I got to look at this because this is some complicated shit when y'all start getting into Goche Rio and all that other stuff. And you start paying attention to what it is you're looking for and open. All right. Where's your steeple? What is your chapel? What is your body? What is the principles that you value the most? We're not here to break things up. You're here to mitigate something else and allow something in return. And that return is you absorbing you, getting to know you, becoming rational or moral subjective, not beating people up. Now, it sounds like I was beating people up. I'm not. I don't care about what the CIA, whatever alphabet. I don't care. I'm pointing out as a descriptor. You've got to do the research, whether you believe it or not. Some shit I don't believe. I know a couple guys who retired at CIA, and yeah, I know there's some good guys. So I can't put it in a hole. So even when it comes out, it's scripted, right? You got to look it up for yourself. Yet there are bad ones. When they talk about bad ones, like anywhere else, there's bad fruit everywhere. So what is going on? There's an agenda. If you can't see it, then you stay right there. If you feel comfortable with you want to be a pronouns, this, that, and other, and that's the world you believe that's you've gained something, then you are definitely lost because you don't see nothing else. You need to stay where you at. I hear people talking about war, being desensitized, leaving the bodies to rot and the animals to feast, and coming back a week later and seeing chunks and arms and everything else missing, and the stench. It was never meant to happen. You become desensitized, but you was there, so you allow yourself to be full of rage, saying, "How dare they?" But you're on their soil. It's all our soil. Who mitigated the treason and the treasonous? I love the army guy who went in there and saw a bush and went the hell off. And it took two dumb niggers to go and remove them. You see, this is what I'm saying. It's not about crayon colors, people. It's about keeping people divided. It's about mayhem, death. Those are all the vectors that keep division, separation. And then one more perverted than the other. That's another class. And to put the one more perverted on a higher pedestal with fake government and politics. And then have one act as if they're fighting one another, but you see there's a diatribe that's being fulfilled. Why is it that the so-called Negro is always looked under? And all of a sudden near the end of every goddamn thing, well, we're thinking about giving $250,000, but you're talking about giving $500,000 to the motherfuckers coming over right now. Like, make that make sense. Well, you know why? It's because that's the Vatican's children, the ones who came here to conquer us in the first goddamn place. I don't care what nobody thinks it feels. This is based upon facts, that is. And then that nigga in Illinois, what's his name? Ramel, what's that motherfucker's name? I forget his name. Kwame, Raul, something like that. You know the motherfucker I'm talking about, right? What's his name? What's the piece of shit's name? Kwame something. I do my best not to keep their names on my shit. All right. Kwame, right? Is that what it is? Kwame Raoul. You know that motherfucker works for the crown of England. He's a foreigner. Who the dumb niggas that voted him in? We ain't all the same, you dumb niggers. He's here to enslave your stupid asses. You stupid motherfuckers. I don't care. I don't care about no politicians. So I'm saying what I'm saying because that's how I feel. And you would think people are smarter than that. People are dumb as hell. You're following motherfuckers. Everybody's in there. You're cheerleading. Niggas cheerleading motherfucking women and women sitting there. And, no, man. You need to go to the ones who kept this going while you niggas was in your fucking diapers. You need to go to the ones who have a little more insight instead of going and picking up information believing you got it. Because you're missing a whole lot of shit because you're pushing shit that even though it sounds good, most of that's kind of fucking lies too. So we sit back and we're like this. We're not even sure of the shit we're teaching. We knew our great-great uncles. Damn, we knew our families going back 12 to 14, 16 generations. Y'all just know about one or two. Don't give me that way. If he says, man, I found my fifth, and oh, shut the fuck up. Like I said, lies. You didn't even know about Tartarian until I started telling people to read this book and learn this and learn that. Nobody knew about it. All of a sudden, the last 2 fucking years, or whatever, 3 years, everybody started talking about Tartarian, and I've been doing this since 1978. Fuck out of here. Being told to be quiet. My great grandma. Don't talk about that, baby. That's gone. No wonder we're in the state we in. And then it came across me over in Edinburgh, Scotland, talking to some old ones saying it was always within you. Our people never needed that. We know we did some bad things. This is one thing she said. We know we did some wrong things. We know we did some very terrible things. And if you ever could see it in you, I was like, and forgive you for what? Why wasn't it until a little while ago I was able to forgive her? Very shortly ago. Oh, no, I didn't forgive them right there. And she was depressed, but she just says, well, you're a wonderful, handsome man, and I wish you the best. If you ever seen your heart to forgive us, after I learned what I learned, 90-year-old Masonic woman, 87, 85-year-old Masonic man, Irish Scot sitting there. I had to drink 12 drinks damn near twice to fucking get this information. Found out my uncle was the 33rd and a few other people in my family. What the fuck is this? Long as we stay quiet, my great-grandmother, Retina Lee, wasn't having it no motherfucking more. My great-great-uncles ain't parlaying none of that shit. I remember asking them what about the Indians. We were still playing Indians on the motherfucking show. Think I'm joking? Jim Brown, Richard Roundtree, Jim Kelly. You motherfuckers weren't playing none. You had a fake-ass motherfucking Italian running around Iron Eyes Cody. It wasn't until the 80s and 90s when they started bringing you motherfuckers out after motherfucking Dancing with Wolves and all that other bullshit. And a fake half-breed Cherokee, all right, who forgot the motherfucking true essence of his origin, who's still breathing for some other reason, came out and that became the face because the Pelican narrative was being pushed on a land you never was in. Fuck around and find out for me. I know ain't no native coming over here talking no shit. I don't hate them. They're family, y'all. Y'all know how I feel about the earth. Now, there's one group of individuals I acquiesce to. Gomer, the Ashkenaz, I think they're from another fucking earth. I didn't say they are. I'm going to read. And I'm going to enjoy this fucking read. I'm not here to cause division. I wouldn't want to see it go away, but in order for it to go away, it got to come together. And that's the hardest thing for you motherfuckers to do. So if that's hard for you to do, it's hard for you to truly know who you are and love yourself. Tell me otherwise. I weighed myself this morning. I was like, 208. You remember it's a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, right? I was 235, right? I am on that meeting. I think I ate meat, was it like 2 weeks or something? Just to show y'all, man, I was like, what the I felt like I was going to drop fucking dead, y'all. Now, the steaks was good. I ain't going to lie. The steaks ain't bothering me one bit. The bison, I turned around and ate some of that bacon. Nigga, got the sweating. I turned around and ate, man, some crabs and shit. Goddamn, bro. I had to prove it. I had to prove to everybody. This religious shit, stop worshiping shit and believing in bullshit. I wanted to show you that the pork is better than beef. I don't give a fuck how you feel. So I wanted to show you That eating this shit, I had sheep, I had goat, I had motherfucking ox. I was fucking, y'all ain't see everything. Man, I was eating 3-4 times, was so good, seasoned up and everything. I was like, woo, sweating this shit. I went and weighed myself every day. I was like, damn, nigga, I went from 218 to 235 in motherfucking like about 2 weeks. And this that quick. I'm down to 208. And I guarantee you in a week and a half, 2 weeks, I'll be down to 200. At my height, I should be no heavier than 175, 180. The heaviest I've ever been when I was powerlifting and all that, when I first had an anxiety attack. But it was because I was always doing so much. And my body was aching and hurting. And I wasn't doing the ice cold baths every once in a while, always in the sauna. I was 275, 280. I mean, yeah, I had 22-inch arms. My chest was like, everybody thought I was on steroids. I was walking around, you know, at 5'10" and half, right about 5'11", and walking around like the trunk of a goddamn tree, patrolling with the guardian angels. Curtis Lewa, I want him to be one of my personal bodyguards doing the Gotti trials. Well, fuck it. There was 3 or 4 of us out there, and my team captain over there in Harlem, Spanish brother. Him and his wife, he kept beating her up. So that kind of just marked, and I just started meeting over in Coney Island, going to James Stretch. He passed away a year ago. He passed away over in Brooklyn, Coney Island. He was a teacher, martial arts. We used to train in the basement or in the studio. Neptune Beach parades, all that shit. Be on the D train, 2 train. I like going to the most dangerous. I ain't never want to be in a place where nothing was happening. I want to be where there was going to be hotel fires, crackheads, drug kids. I wanted to be around all that. And that's what I got. I asked for it and I got it. And then dealing with back surgery and everything else, then I realized, you know what? This is not healthy. My Jamaican brothers, my Haitian brothers, everybody was like, yo, Rick, hey, come on, you're Brudgeon, Magwan. They would see me walking home before I got my service dog, and they'd be like, you're like better than that. You know, we listen to you talk. Like, what's going on? And then one day, it all hit the surface, the pain, the people I've had to hurt because I was helping somebody else, or, you know, protect, or, you know, just, it all came at once. And it was like, it felt like my heart was going to blow up. That was how much passion and love was in me. All the information was about to leave. That's what the enemy needs. You dig what I'm saying? So don't y'all let that happen to you while you're learning this shit. Do you get what I'm saying? Just pay attention. Remember what I said early on? Sometimes you even got to close these motherfuckers. A lot of y'all in your own little world that ain't a world at all, but a bunch of lies and fucked up shit that make you irrational and thinking and believe that it's the best way because it keeps you comfortable. I told this one brother, I said, so what, you fat man? You're a beautiful brother, man. And I don't mean beautiful by looks, meaning your insides. Like, be beautiful, be the thing that you was created to be. Be that. Now, handsome, that's a whole nother direction. Hey. But no, he was a handsome guy. He was a young guy. I was like, yo, man, you're a beautiful soul, man. You're beautiful energy, you're beautiful light. Yeah, so what, you fat? Who gives a fuck? There's women, man, that would jump on you, man, that I couldn't even attain, man. Trust me. Man, I've seen some of the most nastiest looking niggas, man, with some of the finest dimes. I had my dimes. I don't want no more motherfucking dimes, y'all. Motherfucker too. Yeah. These dimes today is fucked up. And they plastic. But anyway, and he was like, what do you mean? But I said, man, you allowed everybody to get up in here and like you emptying out your pockets and filling them up in there. I says, you gotta understand that everything they make you look outside of you is actually inside of you. When you start looking outside of you, you won't have to pay attention outside because you'll start becoming outside. Emanates from you. Instead of what they want something to emanate in you that can't happen. Because you're already in it. Let me get to reading this motherfucker. Because I'll have y'all here all day. And I ain't going to do no 5 and 6 motherfucking hours of saying a whole lot of nothing to make you believe something. I'm of origin. People always say, Red, you an engine. Yeah, I know. But I don't use that term. I'm ad. Don't mean a fucking rib either. What it mean? It don't mean what I said it don't mean. It means I'm of origin. It means I'm light, motherfucker. The shit we talking don't mean shit either. Now, we've been mitigated to allow it to have purpose, but it don't mean shit unless you make it mean something, and that's the problem. Little niggas running around here getting their feeling hurt, so they got to run out and shoot a motherfucker in the head and then be locked the fuck up or running and hiding or think they got away with it to the point they don't. And then they take their own life or they go in jail and they look like fucking idiots because there's no getting it together. There's nobody teaching light. A bunch of become a Muslim or a Christian or go on a native circle and all that other goofy shit. Now, you could take little things from each particular part if you really want to better yourself. But then you wake up the next day and you realize, damn, I ain't had to really kill dude. But now you become a sociopath because you didn't really have to notice it because you don't see the aftermath. You don't see the damage that's done because you see a hole. Most time it doesn't even articulate blood. So, little punk asses, effeminate motherfuckers, until they realize what they've done. You know, I had somebody comment on one of the posts on Instagram. Yeah, you know, we don't fight no more. You know, we shoot. I said, you sound just as stupid as that comment. Go take your ass on and do whatever you got to do and find out whatever the fuck you need to find out. I don't waste my time. See, right now, there's individuals who deal with that. I'm not there. Fuck you. It's no hate. I'm not there to deal with them motherfuckers. I'm here for the few now. When I was dealing with the masses were ignorant. Y'all showed me that. So now here I am. Motherfuckers can't even hold themselves. They don't know what patience nor time is. You don't want to respect time nor patience. So how the fuck can you be inclusive, all inclusive in patience with time? Or have time with patience? See, you don't know it. You think it's a game, but it's not. The game is you. Keep fumbling the motherfucking catch. And then you want to think that you're articulate, you're intelligent, of course you are. But in what fashion, what form? But you think you don't know. And that's where the problem is. So anyway, The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Walls. Is this a good read or what? Today we're going to be on chapter 7, The Disease of the Human Being. I want to get through these because it's very important, okay? So that's why we're really cutting through the cheddar. I should have made some more damn tea. Oh, I'm doing a turmeric shot. So I'll finish off them last little few drips, have a little bit of agua. Let's get this reading going. Disease of the Human Being. I had been able to fall asleep after several failed attempts, among so many. Remember, that's after that little people dead and everything. All right. And we went and learned about the Anakim, the custodians, all that. Anyway, I believe it was the custodians, wasn't it right? Human harvest, right? And then we went to the giants of the South, the Anakim. And I broke that down and gave you a little insight of how these fake Jews had made. I call them that because I can. The motherfuckers married in my family. I knew my uncle. So, and that's right. So anyway, by the Bible, that's what they are. They're converts. So anyway, Star Wars, metachlorians, the ethers, Tartaria, lightsabers, armor, electricity comes from it, being directed, the light. You are the light, focus, a weapon of it can stop everything. And the energy, the ancestors, Avatar, the tree with all the souls, everybody with chants. To have the person's body stay in it, to mend it. The ohms, the hertz, the organs, the bells, the toll of the bells. Y'all catching on. So anyway, I was abruptly. It was too much information to process in my confused mind. All right. I'll read that again, y'all. I had been able to fall asleep with Abyss apart after several failed attempts, among so many thoughts and explosions heard in the distance. Thinking that maybe none of this was real, it couldn't be happening. It was too much information to process in my confused mind. I was abruptly awakened by the captain's voice. "William, up! It's time to march," he said in a firm voice, almost like an order. I could barely grasp the situation, and again, we are aware that we were under enemy attack. An enemy I was still almost completely unaware of, with no knowledge. Butler had gathered the whole team together, and everyone was safe, and it brought my soul back to my body. We embraced each other as the great team we were, and for all the situations we had been through, an almost brotherly reunion in an unknown continent where only negative things were happening all around us. So now you know why I expressed what I said about my veteran brothers when I started off. Pay attention. We went out to the central corridor that crossed with President Fayel's door. The captain was worried and ordered us to hurry as much as we could. The thousands of people that were crowded in the building were gone. What had happened to them? I didn't need people gone. What had happened to them? I didn't even have time to ask before the boys commented as they commented, that the evacuation plan had been activated. One of them with astonishment told me we saw big trains and thousands of ships overhead, carrying many people at incredible speeds, William. Big trains and ships overhead? The captain came back to us saying, that is exactly what we are going to do. We will get on one of those ships that has to leave in 12 minutes. Hurry up the pace. Then we will have time to talk about everything that is happening. I know you have so many questions that will be answered as soon as we arrive to safe lands. Ships. Remember filled with this? Remember I talked about the certain beetles that really don't fly, but it's a chemical that allows them to levitate and maneuver, regardless of high heights. They don't really get too high either. Okay, I told y'all to research it. We had barely arrived to the supposed safe lands, and now again we were looking for other lands. It seemed that we were turning the lands into unsafe. We were arriving and hell was filling us all around. Well, excuse me. And hell was following, it should say following us around, but it says hell was falling around us. So I guess it's the fire and everything. I feared that people would think that we were cursed and we were bringing calamity with us. Practically running through the desolate streets, destroyed by the bombs that had fallen, I had managed to look at the sky again, and those little spears were gone. But in their place were passing at incredible speed some big bluish triangles from one side to the other. I could not help stopping for a minute when the captain noticed my fall. He returned to what? Something he missed something. I remember this. He returned to his pace, shouting at me, "William, leave the skies for a second. Now is not the time. Those flying birds are friends. The Iron Blues are making the enemy retreat. Now, please, let's get out of our destination urgently." So the triangles, remember the history we've seen of those? And all of a sudden, all the spears and all that stuff would chill, and you have peace and war for a day. Somebody's monitoring. And we know that they've been going outside of this government. They've been going outside to fight. Anyway, I had no choice and gave in to such a plea, although it was quite hard for me to let pass such a majestic flight of those blue birds. They were flying from one side to the other. They were flying in a magnificent and singular way. I could not believe that they were being directed by someone or something else. They seemed as if they had a mind of their own. Not planes, not jet engines, not props. When we arrived at the supposed destination, there were many agents apparently waiting for Butler, and therefore for all of us, although they seemed to be relieved to know that the captain was alive. Then they reproached us for our delay, and that they only had to wait a minute longer. They practically put us quickly on a silver platform, and it took us to the top. While we were contemplating a contradictory view between fire, death, and desolation to the other side of a modern city with structures never seen before that represented absolute prosperity, in the sky, the Iron Blues were still battling against these spears that were already far from the coast. The captain asked if this view did not remind us of the portraits of Nuremberg and Basel, but we all looked at each other without understanding what he was referring to. As soon as we arrived at the top floor, some agents greeted us with a warm welcome, commenting that we were about to leave a unique experience touching the clouds. These ships were not at all like the ones we had in our minds, if we could ever imagine such a thing. The structure was huge, and they seemed to be made of one piece. There seemed to be the routes in the skies, leading two different ones separately there and back. These supposedly large iron structures were lost in the horizon, from what I was told by the same agent who received us. They connected every point of the big cities. He told me to prepare myself because the first experience of traveling in these giant ships was something that would never be forgotten. A dark blue ship was waiting for us. Once inside, the opening closed automatically. I sat next to Butler in seats of 4 people. The interior seemed even bigger than it was on the outside. Soon, to sit down, it started up, but we could barely hear a faint whistling sound. Butler and the agents asked us to try to relax, and getting used to these iron giants was going to take some getting used to at first, yet. But then we wouldn't notice. As soon as the trip began, one of the boys was the first to collapse with a fainting spell, but he came to quickly. I felt dizzy and missed Butler's conversations with the agents. I tried to relax and join this frantic trip that seemed to be ejected like a ball from the most powerful English cannon. At times we would enter long tunnels and everything would go dark. At those moments, I thought I would pass out. Stargates? Pass out, excuse me. But I got around this feeling of temporary nausea and dizziness as best I could. And after 15 or 20 minutes, we were all traveling smoothly. It was time to pay attention to the beautiful landscape of the ancestral republic. Renacker, in the distance, was the most modern and prosperous city that not even the great literary minds could have imagined. The surroundings were tinged with various colors due to the large plantations of vegetables, flowers, and fruit trees. The green was predominant. It was a really emotional view that invited us to live in this small Eden. In fact, my eyes are watering a little bit. According to what I heard, there were some nearby islands called the Islands of Eden that even provided a greater spectacle, and its name described them perfectly. Although I could not afford to miss listening to the interesting conversation of Butler with the others about the war strategies that were developing. All right, excuse me. My eyes were watering, and I was losing place, and things were looking weird and blurry. Butler beat me to the punch and outlined the next question. How much did the last air measurement yield? How much damage do we have in the area? And one of the agents replied that they were sure they had acted in time. And for this reason, the attack was made in the same area where the numbers should possible. Poisoning of the air in nearby plantations. Showed possible poisoning of the air in nearby plantations, biological warfare. I could no longer bear this conversation that seemed like undecipherable codes to me and to the whole group, so I got up my courage and asked, "Can you explain to us which poisoning are you talking about?" Butler looked at the group somewhat in compunction and explained succulently. They poison the air. Let's see, how do I explain it? The human that is born in their lands gets sick quickly due to the work that the custodians do. That means genetic modification. This disease is usually implanted in the first humans, or better said, the babies left from the last reset, or maybe the second generation as well to make sure. But then this is passed from generation to generation automatically. It's in your DNA. It is also not uncommon for them to poison the air they breathe, which is the most common way, which you see these fuckers doing every day. Common way, sometimes to continue to ensure future sick generations or simply docility. It is a very cruel race, William. I am sorry that you have to find out, fluoride and all these other things, find out all this in such an abrupt way, but sooner or later you have to know. I'm a legend, I'm not saying it's facts. We were all stunned again by such a statement. What do you mean? I listen to what everybody says, you know. So what do you mean by poisoning our air? And what is this disease, or what harm does it cause? I asked, astonished. This disease is practically new. It was used in the last reset, clarified the agent who was listening to our conversation. He clarified this. We are still studying it closely, but what we know is that it makes their bodies age rapidly, and that only a small part of their lives are useful and profitable for them to then give way to the next generation quickly. They prefer it this way because the past longevity brought other conflicts. People have more time to analyze the situation in which they found themselves. They modify the human and mold it to their usefulness, avoiding any conflict. The idea is always to fulfill the cycle called natural of the next reset. Does this mean that they shorten our lifespan? That's exactly what I'm saying. We in the ancestral republic live 3 times longer than you because there is no such modification in our bodies. But they tried recently. They want first to shorten our lives to achieve their control. Butler interrupted with a blueprint he had in his hand and started to ask again about war strategy issues. I could not fully understand the situation. It was all so confusing, and it generated such anger in me that it was hard to handle. I think we all thought the same at that moment. The guys were asking each other and analyzing this, trying to understand it. The custodians were shortening our lives and making them miserable. I understood then that there was no freedom of any form in the known lands, America. There are all these lands around, all the earth here. How could we free our people from this perverse power? How could we declare war on an enemy of which we were unaware? And what was the human like without this foul control? The answer was right in front of my eyes. Absolute prosperity was below us. And every boy and girl who ran through the fields freely, where their life seemed to be happy and carefree until their old age, perhaps 240 or 250 years old. How wise could an elder of the Republic be then? How free was a child born there? How much evil existed within each one without the cursed custodian control? None. We arrived at the capital called the El Arca, in parentheses. In the stipulated time, there was no delays there, except for our delay of one of our 2 minutes. The doors opened and we stopped on a platform where everything was covered by a kind of crystal. If the scenery was already inexplicable by then, the reader will understand that I could not add any words for such a description. These are the moments that I regret not having been born or trained as a literary great. But I assure you that that day we lived the best sunset that someone can have lived in his entire life. There were structures never seen before again, and that touched the skies. Besides hundreds of flying wheels, they were like 2 wheels that joined together, forming with other material a spear that could carry 1 or 2 passengers on it. Something magnificent to see. Another incredible detail was that in spite of seeing the biggest, most illuminated and fullest city of all, there was no noise. Everything happened in absolute silence. Chapter 8, Human Greatness. This right here is about, I think it was like 4 pages. The capital El Arca, I'm going to read this and this will be enough, and then I'll come back later on and read about 3. The capital El Arca received us. This is chapter 8, Human Greatness. Received us. But as things were going so far, it was clearly not going to be a pleasure trip. Sit up straight, Red. At least not at the beginning. And Butler ordered us to follow him, and after saying goodbye to the other officers, we immersed ourselves in this immense, luminous, and modern city that my mind, so lacking in imagination, would never have imagined. We tried not to lose sight of the captain, who never looked back, but as is his custom as a leader, my eyes are watering again, expected his faithful companions to follow him without losing track. It was complex to do so because we were enraptured by the environment at every step we took. The whole group was really surprised, and people filled the public spaces. Restaurants and vehicles seemed to always collide, but never did. Their maneuvers were almost perfect. They seemed to, but they never did. In the sky, big transparent spheres were walking from one side to the other. Most of them were occupied by one person, but in some occasions, even 2 were seen driving those strange balloons that floated and crossed the skies. But they weren't balloons, people. Even when the news was fast spreading in every part of the Republic, the citizens of El Arca were happily strolling around as if no war had broken out just a few miles away. Separating from the captain would have left us in big trouble, as the language they used in the capital was not English, nor any language I could decipher. Another question was already adding to my mind. Would this be a native language? Perhaps the oldest one anyone could have heard from an earlier humanity. And if so, where did it come from? I sank into my thoughts as I automatically followed the captain. The land of the Anakim, imagining what such a place might be like. A part of me even doubted its existence. It was unbelievable to even imagine the possibility of seeing giants. Giants, I questioned. I asked myself in an inner voice. It was even strange to repeat it in my own mind. I think the whole group was in the same situation. We approached a place that appeared to be a large harbor. Many boats were resting, and Butler asked us to wait for him while he went over to talk to the officers there. We took the opportunity to talk to each other. We were all living in a dream that at times turned into a nightmare. Excuse me. From the Eden that could be seen from the heights of the great forest full of colorful flowers to the deadly and bloody wars of these apparently famous custodians, of which we had barely heard until now, and that perhaps I would have liked to never know. Remember? Motherfuckers reading about how he was checking up on them and playing with them. With the experience of a past war and battles at sea that I had under my belt, I can notice that the group was very united and with a lot of strength. I guess that the uncertainty and this knowledge, that's my buddy right there, I know it is, with which we had collided unintentionally, transmitted an immense desire that arose from within us to want to know more and more. We wanted as much information as possible to unravel this unknown human history in the lands where we were born. We also began to doubt about the recent attack. Was it our fault for escaping from the known lands? Was this our punishment? Were those great walls of ice perhaps artificial? Were the custodians perhaps other humans? Or were they a race we did not know? Giants, new races, new lands, and artificial walls? We began to dig so deep that our theories already bordered on the ridiculous. But everything was already beginning to be unknown. Then nothing became logical either. Our world was changing every second, and it had done it forever, like a divine sentence. Butler approached us and told us that we would take that boat over there, in parentheses, pointing with his hands, and it was the boat that stood out the most, similar to the one that approached us as soon as we crossed the walls. Everything was ready to leave for the Anakin lands, but first, according to Butler, we would have an obligatory stopover in the captain's lands. We were able to visit every corner of the luxurious and modern ship. Everything was from a different and distant era to the one known to us. Difficult to understand, and in case it was not already enough to have noticed that technology was advanced in light years. So it makes you think about the Predator. Remember the ship when it had all the skulls and the artifacts from different time periods? Yeah, where do you think they get these ideas? Allegedly. They explained to me that we could practically say that these ships handle themselves. Besides that, we could hardly hear the outside. They were very silent, fast, and we could hardly notice the movement in the water. Anyway, the sea was calm, and suddenly this made me realize that the waves were always in this state. Their calmness and most neutral form in these lands, at least in all our experience in our trip here. Then that led to another question that added to the immense list that I already had to my credit. Did these waters have a totally different way of behaving compared to ours? I was sure of one thing, and that was that the moon shone at least 3 times brighter. The color of the sun was totally different from the known, and there was also another sphere of bluish black color, which I noticed when the iron blues battled overhead. At first I imagined that it was part of some technology. I did not know, but it was still there, static, and a part of the firmament. Yeah. After a few minutes of sailing at truly extraordinary speeds for the whole group, the captain ordered us to prepare to descend. Although the situation was tense and certain precautions were taken during the short trip, we breathed a different air as we arrived at this island that had a small and humble port. See, this one's poison, y'all. Not so different from those we knew in America. And in the distance, many low houses in shiny white color that peeked out from among the green hills. Butler left, okay, well, I guess they were similar, but Butler left his few belongings on the floor, and suddenly a little girl who seemed to be no more than 6 years old ran into his arms, and behind him a woman with a pale face smiled as she saw the captain arrive to port. After a deep embrace, she introduced us, and it was his wife and daughter who welcomed us. Butler, with a cheerful tone, confirmed what we all thought. Welcome to my land, comrades. This is my family, and I hope you are comfortable here, as long as we can stay. We settled in some houses adjoining the captain's house, who also invited us to enter and gave, excuse me, eyes are watering again, y'all, and gave us all the comforts. We did not think we would be there long because of the urgency required by the situation in which we were. But Butler said later it was just over a year since he was at home, and he was not going to waste the time to stay as long as he could with his family. We stayed 2 nights on that simple but beautiful island, and during this period, I was able to talk to the captain about several points that kept nagging at the back of my mind that I needed to externalize. It means bring forth, put on the outside instead of bottling it up, which is the best thing any of you all of us can do. I was looking for answers over and over again, and my mind would not slow down for a second. Slow down for a second. Jesus Christmas. Oh, I better see my eyes watering up, but it's a mother. Butler knew this and anticipated it as he always did. He was a man who walked several steps ahead of us in every decision and thought. Their minds are somehow modified. To put it in a way you can understand me, I tried to follow him with my eyes in an act of inner emptiness, only waiting for him to develop that understanding and disturbing point. Butler then went on to say, the ultimate humanity is dependent on your mind. In a totally noxious time, you do not detach yourself almost at any time with exceptions. You imagine what exists and what is based on your thoughts. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people right now. Your image created by experiences and through others who also feedback on others' thoughts, creating an immense network where each one identifies himself according to where he was born, his status quo, or physical condition. But this only does nothing but move away from the true human essence. See? So that's why it's important to sit there and go, I free this experience from me, all right, that causes this experience or this condition. You think I just made this up? We, those who have blood of ancestral humanity, do not have that permanent attack of the mind with infinite thoughts, mostly degrading, and that also mostly are inventions of situations that no longer exist or that will never happen. Humanity in each reset was approaching what the custodians want from us, because they were modifying both their bodies and their minds as the environment, the lands you left behind, is an isolated world, unreal, where evil stands out. Wars abound and degradation becomes almost unbearable. But those humans, your brothers and mine too, although from another era, they are not what their minds think every day. That is why history is hidden. Because if human greatness were known, then nothing could stop us in our growth. Because no one would live kneeling if they knew who is tying them with the invisible leash there in that world inside the earth's walls. The motherfuckers look like us. I had nothing to say. Alleged. I don't know. I had nothing to say. I remained silent and kept my words to myself so as not to cry with impotence. I had never heard the captain be so clear. His gaze was lost in the horizon. I know y'all were confused right there. Let me read this one again. I know it. I could feel it in my head. We, those who have blood of ancestral humanity, do not have that permanent attack of the mind with infinite thoughts, mostly degrading. Most of y'all have degrading thoughts. You worried about what other people think who are broken like you, and you don't have to degrade them. And that also mostly are inventions of situations that no longer exist or that will never happen. Humanity in each reset was approaching what the custodians want from us, because they were modifying both their bodies and minds as the environment, the lands you left behind. Okay, so now let's get back over here. His gaze was lost. I had never heard the captain be so clear. His gaze was lost in the horizon. I kept that night as one of the many unforgettable nights I would have in these glorious and revealing lands. I asked some other important questions that you will soon understand from the story of what will happen. The next morning, when that strange sun will shine again, it will find us sailing towards the lands of the Anakin. And then later on, we'll pick up chapter. I love that how this is moving along. This took me a while to read all these, but I'm reading many chapters today now. Chapter 9, the origin of the human being in the revealing book of the Sheki about the other worlds, Sheki. And we know that we read that in Flatlantis, talking about a certain thing as far as Mountain Negra, Black Mountain. And y'all remember that? Sheki? And I was looking at ordering the book that delivers on it, to which I received. And remember this one? Article home in the Vedas, Sheki. It's pronounced different with K-E-E, but it's the same. So, remember, everything I was saying was alleged. I sound like I was going off. That was to draw people in. Now, what you take from it is how you magnify it. Whatever you do for yourself to nurture yourself, forget the negativity, forget the undertones. Don't worry about CIA, FBIs, and all that other stuff. Negate responsibility and rational realization of how to better yourself without focusing on all those external things. Now, I know you heard me drop some boom, 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 right? What did I do? If I'm going to teach but remain a student, what did I do? What did I literally do? That's why it's important to literally pay attention, to have patience, know that time is of value, and not run off because you feel like you owe somebody something. You owe me nothing. I damn sure don't owe you shit. How do we negate responsibility? We're just reading a book. I don't like politicians, that's a fact, no politics. Of course, it's a fraud as far as I'm concerned, but I'm not here to influence you or get in your inner circle of ideologies and narratives. I'm here for you to look at yourself and to create and respond to being a better individual. Persona. I hate that word, person. Persona. Until you become one with the truth of who you are. Then you don't have to be a person or persona. You be that light that you were meant to be, and you mitigate the response in that. Now, if you can go find this somewhere else, then you enlighten me. This is not ego. You let me know so that way I can get with them, and maybe they're an old lost friend of mine. Okay? Make the best of everything you have. We're going to enjoy reading. And all the other stuff, that was just being me being scrappy-do. Okay? I'm going to get some shout-outs. Now, I know I don't like Kwame Roll. I don't like foreigners. It's a fact of what he's doing. Go study. Go read up on him. Look at what he signed in. Go pay attention. Do the research. Don't like him. I don't like a lot of people. I don't hate the guy. But he's not who you think he is. Mama Red. Oh, you was in here real quick. Rondo. Yeah, Blissful and Shorty know her, baby girl. Red Floyd, what's going on, honey? All right. APJR, what's cracking? What else spray bottle when you yeah, I got one. I don't want to do that to him though. I should. Max B, what's going on, everybody? Chatahaya, what's cracking? That allows this condition. There you go. Finally, what's good? Joshua Northern, what's cracking? What's going on, family? The Chief Dark Bull. I want to call you the Chief Dark Sitting Bull Hughes. What's grand? What's going on? What's cracking? Gray Wolf, peace, grand folk. When he said that they put us at the end of everything, I've always questioned the term Indian because of pronunciation. It's saying in the ends, exactly. That's where they place us, exactly. That's why you've got to arrive about any level they, someone coming talking about you owe us. I don't owe you shit. I don't have a contract with you motherfuckers. Get out of here. Go on about your little program, orphan that, whatever the fuck. Like, you better go on with your slave. See no value, exactly. No offense to it, but the religions have removed the desire to know who we are. Exactly. Well, fuck them anyway. I say that's on my opinion. Indians are from India and never understood the conditions. No, that's correct. They're Ethiopians who became Hindustanians, who later were called Indians to remove the dialect from here, and then broke off in the 80s, 90s to become Pakistan and India. Ask a question before you start saying stuff, because see, that could be very misdirecting, Joshua. The reason why I respect this channel so much is because it doesn't limit you to any classifications about growth and realization that are limitless. Exactly. Hey, Tolo, what's going on, Whip Girl? What's going on? My back is out. I've been doing chin-ups, and I think I'm really doing them really, really right. So all my big ass chest looking like I got grandpa, whatever. But yeah, it's all coming back snapping. And then I'm hurting. I'm hurting. So I'm grateful that y'all here, and this is what we do. Marcus, what's cracking? Like I said, I don't call them Hindi. They moved to Jamaica. They've been here. They call themselves everything other than. But they're lost as well. Y'all just don't get what has happened. When I was showing somebody a map of the early 1800s, of so-called Sudan, Africa, it was all green. 1800s was green. What happened? How did it become this big desert? And all of a sudden the maps changed. Why is nobody talking about that? The mudslides wasn't all at one time. It happened. It was being made to happen. It killed many people, fossilized many bodies. Many people escaped, but many didn't. They did trial runs here, building dams and redirecting water and opening the gates while people slept and flooding cities, making lakes. They ain't do that to those fake ass Native American. Now, I say that based upon facts. I wish if Dave Madden would come over here and open his motherfucking mouth. I say, boy, if you're going to be cut from that motherfucking cloth, you don't know who we are, then what the fuck you doing on my ancestral land? See, people have a problem with understanding the truth of the Republic of Tartaria and the fact that we are Tartarians, regardless of what's been mitigated, that you can change everything. That is what I'm here. So be quiet, ask questions, all right, before you go spouting things out. Shakira Augusto, hey, salute. I combined the intel, exactly. But it's all our intel. The thing is, we have to know how to pick from the crumbs of the cookies given or left behind. And most people are putting crumbs from GMO and things that weren't cookies in the first place. But I appreciate everybody stopping in. But there's a way to draw people in. I don't like it. And there's a way to capture people's wills and minds, to which I don't need to do. You must be able to allow yourself to be assistant in this process. To elevate together. You must elevate alone. It's only you that can do this. No, it's no disrespect. It's fine, brother. All I did was give a little information that's based upon some actual facts, because it's not India, no matter what they've claimed it to be. You dig what I'm saying? And it's appreciated. This is what I say. No, it's welcome to say those things. But sometimes ask. You'd be surprised at some of the people in here that know this information too. No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. No, we don't. Remember, no judgment zone. If anything, in this chat, I'll be the judge of that. But no, it's not about that. And I'm assertive, not effeminate. So I'm going to say it the way it needs to be said. For correlation to correction. Don't take it personal. Just listen. That's all. And make the correction. You hear me? If you want to put the puzzle together, then we work together. But other than that, you've got to work alone on the diatribe of your light. Can't nobody light it for you. You've got to step into it and know it's going to be a very dark transition. It's going to be hard, because it's hard to let go of pain and suffering when that's all you know. There's a reason why I stated, I free. Somebody want to share that with him? This pattern from me that allows, that allows what? It's not just the condition. The condition is what? Part of a symptom. The symptom or the condition. So you must free this pattern to do something different in you. I can't do that for you. Now, if you're sick or something, I can go outside and do some ceremonial stuff to say to earth, allow a little energy to come up into them, to alleviate and lift. Hopefully others will do the same. The problem is the majority of you won't. You won't elevate yourself. Allow yourself to walk in a different dimension right before your eyes. You won't allow yourself to you won't allow yourself to find the inner you. Had what hurt, what owned. You won't allow the whistle in your ear to increase, to magnify, to blot out everything for you to step into it. Literally. Regeneration, oh, it's very possible. Healing might be a little slower, but I guarantee you faster than what it was. You got to allow yourself to breathe, people. You feel me? I am fucking hungry. I want to take y'all down there and show you what I'm going to make to eat. It's 12:26. It's about time for me to get my eats on. Oh, these are about. Oh, I didn't. Oops. Now, this is the organic, guys. This is organic as well. Here. Made with organic herbs. So, men, for your prostate, if you've been doing a whole lot of bad things and things you weren't supposed to do, there you go. Now, what I like about this, now, I'm going to share this with some of the ladies here. If you're studying from anxiety, Reploy, share this with your sister. I want you to take a screenshot of this when I put this up there. I'm going to see if I can pull a name of this company up, but it's called Cerebral. Let me pull it up on the tablet. I haven't used this yet. I got 2 bags of it. I think for $14, was it? Anyway, let me see if I can pull it up. I know it's on the phone. I think I saved it to the screen. Okay. I want to make sure it's the right thing because it's yeah, it is. All right, so it's actually a site, okay, and it's on my phone. I have it on where I can go right to it. So I'm going to actually put this on this screen here because I add the home screen, Cerebral Tea Company. It's going to pull up in here, but I can go right to it. So I'm not logging in because it's on here. I log in on there. So this is it. This is called Cerebral Teas, home of the original anxiety-free tea, but there's other things as well. Take that screenshot, okay? And anybody else, just take a screenshot, people. Okay? One of you got it. I'm patient. I can hold this for a half hour, but I'm hungry. Now, I'm going to tell you why it's important. Let me slide it up a little bit. All right. You see this right here? Okay? Now, reason why I'm doing this, because it's good for more than that, too. And we don't just take it for it doesn't work for everything, but we're getting back while you can to get to things that are natural. Now, a lot of y'all know Tola Cherokee. Her page is up there. Y'all can order stuff from her, people. All right? These things that are in here, you can order in bulk. Good prices while you can. Don't be waiting to the last minute. Shit hit the fan, you survive, and oh man, I wish I had dandelion root. I had this. See, that's what's wrong with your minds. We was reading in that book, those little things in there. You don't have to believe the whole context of that. That's not what I'm reading it. I'm reading it for you to see other things. This is what it looks like. And let me tell you, burdock root, sarsaparilla, blue valerian. Listen to me, man. It has all dandelion, fennel. I like fennel soup. Feverflaw. Look, that's the ingredients. And I'm telling you right here, I just tasted it. It's been about a week now that I've been without the medications, right? But I just tasted this the other day, and I felt like I was going to have an anxiety. It doesn't bring anxiety. It was my mental. Okay? I'm just letting you know, being honest. And all I did was go, Red, why'd you just do that? And you know better. No, literally, I know better. Right? I can't deny that. So anyway, it is so good. And then I was like, I passed the fuck out. And then when I was like, oh shit, it ain't a drug, but I was like, so I'm gonna take this right now. But the vitamins I do take, remember I said I might show y'all, I may show it to you today. I take So vitamin D3, one of the best vitamin D3s you can take. And I take Flatter Me. Now, it's not really, I got a grandpa somewhere. I still got a six-pack, y'all. I can show you right now. But I got a little bit of meat and fry. I ate a lot. I like Navajo tacos. And I like deer meat with fry bread. And y'all know fry bread is from flour, the worst kind, fried in lard. Yeah, man, well, it did a little bit to the waistline. It's going away, but I love it. I just don't eat it right now. Right now, I'm eating corn tortillas, you know? And I'm about to have some this AM with some homemade veggie chili. Yeah, I got meat. I got fish. I got fish for later on to go with my black bean and lentil soup and my quinoa and wild brown rice. That's right. I got some they're frozen. I got bags of them in the freezer. I got to eat them things or give them away one or the other, but I like fish. And these are wild caught. And Yellowtail tuna. So I'm going to fry that in some extra virgin olive oil. Same kind I got up here that I use in my skin is the same. I use Pompelli and about two other ones. The only ones I trust. Cold pressed only one time. So it's the real deal. Can't mess with nothing else. You put that in the fridge. If it becomes like butter, you got the real thing. If it's still liquidy, you got synthetic shit. Garbage. I put this in the fridge. I pulled it out. It took a hard time to come clear again. It was like butter. I was like, good. I grabbed it with butter knife and I was like rubbing by. I got out the cold shower. I was like, what? I was like, yes. Yeah. Just like that. I just want to share a few things with you. Get your head right. Purified water, I let it sit in the sun all the time. It's fabulous. I prefer coconut water or pineapple water, but that's some good shit. Let me see, what was that? Oh, you got it? Okay, you can add that. Sting nettle to salads. Look at that. Look, y'all get it for told her. It's going to be in there. It's in everything else. Her Gmail account. You can ask her and she can tell you any and everything that y'all needed. And stop wasting time. Stop you motherfuckers working out. I know some of y'all think you're going to the gym getting big, right? Stop your bullshit. Get some chaga root. Get some motherfucking Bavarian vein, some witchcraft vein. Get some other stuff that can help you blood, some rose hips and shit like that to actually let your body acclimate to get stronger. You dig what I'm saying? And stop the BS. Okay? You'll buy it. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, and it'll benefit. You dig what I'm saying? Make sure she follows. She can chat with them and everything, okay? This is really, really good stuff. I wouldn't sit here pushing nothing else. You know what I mean? I'm kind of big on the lavender and lemon. That's my go-to. I haven't had it for like 4 or 5 days. I had it yesterday, and this is it. All I'm having today. After this, I'm having my turmeric shot and eat my meal. That's it. Now I won't have no lavender because you can't beat your liver up on anything. You can, but you don't want to. I won't have no lavender tea for like about 4 or 5, maybe 6 days. Intermittent. You see what I'm saying? You can't lean on something to correct something that you can correct yourself. Now, as far as the damage is, excuse me, that was a piece of that damn strawberry. And I don't care. Don't lick that. Anyway, I got to vacuum and all that. But anywho, so what I did was, I said I'll have some yesterday, and I made one big 16 ounce, about 3 tea bags. I drank about half of that, and I poured the rest out last night because I couldn't drink it all. Then this morning, this AM, I made a cup, and it was right there. And I've been sipping that, and what is it, going on 12? Something like that, what? That's it. No more. It's for repair as well. And besides the fact that I have to flush all this heavy metal out, which is kind of hard because they're making sure that it stays in your body. I'm just letting you know something. They're making sure that heavy metal stays in your body. They've been mitigating it through cornflakes, through Fruit Loops, all that crap y'all keep buying. How many of y'all got Fruit Loops sitting up in Skittles in your cupboard? You better get rid of that crap. How many of y'all like having all that stuff with FD, red, yellow, and all that other crap? They know what they've been doing. Some people, I had somebody one time was talking about, you're red, what should I just not eat for a week? I said, that'd be beneficial. You think you can make it? Yeah, but I said, and then when you put something in, you put the best of the best quality of what you can. Why don't you go to Walmart? I know it might say made in China. Why don't you order one online, made in America, a little miniature greenhouse, and get rid of your dining room table. Everybody eating in the living room, sitting around the TV, or sitting around with TV cut off, and everybody talking comfortable. You got one of them little fireplaces you could buy at one of them little Home Depots, put it out in the yard, sit your ass around out there. In each meal, you have your greenhouse, buy you 2 or 3 of them, set them up, get your PVC pipes, put some soil in them, some holes, and run your water with a timer, and grow your shit right in there. So what, have you done it? I've been there. I've had my gardens and everything. I just don't really care right now. I said, you just need to worry about what I'm talking about to you. See, we're always so focused outside of ourselves. We never listen. We allow ourselves to get intrepid and all this other stuff. Because we all think, well, we're not the same. You're my family. But you and I are not the same. I have my purpose, you have your purpose. That's why you must walk in that darkness to find that light. There's a reason why we're the way we are and we're so important. Okay? You have to snap up out of that coma. You have to allow yourself to exist for once. That's all I'm going to say to that. Other than that, I really don't know nothing else. Don't worry. I'm not playing it safe. I know what some of y'all thinking. Oh, shit, he playing it safe. Well, that's a weak mind would think that. I'm relegating you something of importance that you need to do. So that way, why is that so on? That way you have a little better knowledge of self. Okay? I'm looking for a book. Oh my goodness. I got so many books right here. Dude. All right. Damn. Yeah, I'll send those out later. But anyway, like I said, we have to better ourselves. And the only way we can do it, we can help one another, but you have to walk into your own darkness. And you have to relinquish everything you have, what you believe. Okay? And in relinquishing everything you believe and everything you have, you gain something else. Okay? You don't have to trust me. I expect you. What the fuck? Excuse my French. Okay, I have these ones right here. Okay. Alright, that's good. I forgot that's glass, man. That is glass. Both of these are glass. Ain't no cheap stuff. It is very important that you take the walk on the wild side, okay? You have to. All right? All right, I got it right here. And hey, Rip, I'm getting to reading this. One day I'm probably just gonna have a day when I'm just sitting down and I'm just gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna be on. We're gonna be pulling our books, don't matter who come in, who don't come in, and I'm just gonna be reading my ass off. Okay? But yeah, I'm gonna definitely the Ark Home and the Vedas. I've been reading one of them, the one that I'm keeping, and the other ones around the 20-something. I'll be sending those out, and y'all can still donate. There's tons of books to buy and read, and I'm gonna get ready to get off of here because I got to eat. But y'all need to walk, and you just need to follow along, because everything, even though I might draw you in with a whole lot of shit talking, they don't mean nothing. The thing is to get the reading, open your mind up to other ideas and whatever. We're not here to blast nobody. I'm just not big on politics, man. I would love to see political influencers doing the right thing. Not necessarily what people have been programmed to accept as the right thing. I would like to see children learning to speak the actual legal language instead of being a corporate slave. Because, and I must say this, just because they do slick stuff don't mean you are actually that narrative. That's what they've convinced themselves because they're pulling a fast one. And then they're speaking in a game because there's something else. All right? And I can't stand you religious motherfuckers. No, I really can't. But if you're going to walk in it, you better walk in it totally. Or you better not walk in it at all. That's simple. All right? So I'm grateful for everybody that came in. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Yeah. And we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep moving. I got to put something in my gut. Big Pontiac. So shouldn't we know the name of the illusion maker? Yeah, Ababoa. That's one of them, supposedly. You can call them custodians, Anunnaki. Plenty of names. There's over 6,400 of them, brother. How about just the fact that they're not us? How about we don't worry about them? We just take care of us. Wouldn't that be a great place to start? If we started clearing all the cannon fodder out of our head, what we could perceive and see, other than what we're allowed to perceive or see. We always want something outside to legitimize whatever it is we're going through. That's not the answer. Ladies, gentlemen, I'm hungry. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Good question though, Big Pontiac. Good question, brother.